battle between the man who invented Please Call Me, Nkosana Makate, and telecoms giant Vodacom continues in the courts. In the latest, the High Court in Pretoria has dismissed Vodacom's application for a variation. Vodacom was trying to change an order in favour of Makate on the release of records and other contracts. Makate is a former Vodacom employee who started to demand compensation for his idea way back in 2005. In a victory in April 2016, the Constitutional Court compelled Vodacom to negotiate with him and determine reasonable compensation. He asked for 15% of all revenue that Vodacom had made through the Please Call Me service. Vodacom dismissed that, and of course that would have amounted to tens of billions, perhaps hundreds. Vodacom CEO Shameel Joosub offering instead 47 million to Makate. And then of course there have been further court battles. Nkosana Makate joining me now. Mr. Makate, thank you very much. This latest judgment, I think you've said it's a moot case. It's about the handing over of documents, but you are in possession of those documents. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a judgment that was long coming. It took, I think, almost a year. However, I mean, it's a moot judgment in a sense that we already proceeded, I mean, with the documents that we did not get from Vodacom, although they insisted that they still needed the order to be varied because they were fearing that I might go for contempt of court, which, I mean, I had indicated that I was not going to do that. I would actually work with the documents that they gave me, even though I did not believe, and I still don't believe today, that they don't have those documents. They did have those documents. I mean, they are quite a sophisticated company that runs, you know, sophisticated systems and also offer archiving solutions to the industry in this regard. So, I mean, those documents, I think they had. The fear was that they were going to bolster my case and then prove to the courts that what was before the court actually made sense. Thank you.
All right, so you still believe that Vodacom is hiding something?
No, I mean, they've always done that. I mean, they've always hid the records of revenues that they've generated on Please Call Me, hiding contracts that were relevant that will assist me in the case. I had to battle to get the KPMG report, which they ultimately released. So it has been a battle throughout. You know, it has never been easy at all. Yeah.
At one stage, it was reported you were asking for anything from 28 billion to 110 billion rand. Where are you, and what do the documents say? Or if they do bolster your argument, can you still ask for these amounts, do you believe?
No, I mean, the documents are very clear. I mean, we're dealing here with a VES contract, like any other VES contracts that Vodacom would contract and have. It's Vodacom who said to the SCA that I wanted 97 and 107 billion, which were crazy numbers that they themselves put there. I mean, there is whistleblower information that was released, that those documents are before courts, and the courts will process them accordingly at SCA. So I had never, I mean, requested those kind of amounts to Vodacom. They put those amounts before the SCA, I think, trying to scare the judges into ruling. But it's clear, what is before the courts is that I've got 5% revenue share that the CEO has awarded. And what then has been determined is the revenues that needs to be applied to that. Judge Hughes' order, I mean, is very clear in terms of what needs to be done and which numbers must be used and for how long they need to be used for. And that is before the SCA, and the SCA will rule on that. I mean, with Judge Hughes' order, it does take us a long way towards finalizing the matter.
So what is 5%? Can you give us a number?
No, I don't have the number. I mean, there are still variables, of course, that they need to be imputed there. I mean, it's a moving number because I'm not even sure how long and what the SCA will do in terms of the formula that was ultimately decided by the High Court through Justice Hughes. So the numbers are, I mean, still require variables that needs to be put into them. Yeah.
any range to determine your expectations? We're just trying to understand, because South Africans have followed this for so long, and then you are reportedly asking for more than 100 billion, and the CEO offering 47 million. We're just trying to gauge where you're at right now.
I can tell you for sure now that, I mean, it's not 110 billion that Vodacom put in their papers. I mean, they must come and tell us where did they get those numbers. It's certainly not what the CEO has determined in terms of 47 million. It's somewhere there in between.
Okay, so a few billion. My final question, people have asked you along the way, will you ever give up fighting? But you say there's now actually an end in sight. Am I reading you correctly, or am I interpreting what you said correctly? Because there is a determination that it will be 5%. So it's now just crunching the numbers to see what 5% equals, but you and Vodacom aren't going to dispute around that anymore.
No, definitely. I mean, 5% is common cause. The judges' use order, I think, take us a long way in actually finalizing this matter. And what I meant about an end in sight is that the SCA, when we arrived there, their attitude, the attitude of the judges was very clear, that they are tired of the toing and froing in this matter, and they want to finalize this matter. And I think I'm hoping that will then be reflected in terms of the order that they are going to give, that it will bring us to finality.